Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing the deep dive into events for the May arc of 2025, the Wrath of Khan Part 1. We're going to go through what you need to spend, what you need to save, how you need to plan for your month, a couple of interesting things regards to metas, so events that require other events to be completed to be able to complete those. Talk about those, we'll talk about tickets, all that stuff with my crudest of calendars. Let's dive in and see what we've got to look forward to in May of 2025. Okay, here we go. Busy-ish month this month. Obviously, a lot of focus on away team assignments, a lot of focus on Fleet Commander Khan, and obviously the new Augment Hostiles as well. So we've got quite a bit to go through. Very big focus on that. Let's dive in. Let's dive in at my crudest of looking calendars. Here we go. It's nice and simple. I try and keep it as easy, as friendly on the eye as possible so everybody can get it. If you want a copy of this, I will post a copy of this in our Lube Live chat, which is a room on our Discord. Link to that is down in the description of this video, where you can get a copy of this if you want something nice and easy to be able to reference back to it. Or you could just watch this video 6 times, that would be fantastic. And while you are here, let me know what server you're from so we can see where we're getting the reach from. And obviously subscribe to the channel, like the video, and just leave us a comment. Let us know if there's anything else that you'd like us to include within this video. All feedback is, of course, absolutely welcome. So let's dive in. So we're recording this on the 7th, so it's the day after Arcfall. So I apologise for that, but the calendar didn't come out right until I was about to start streaming yesterday. So I'm sorry about that. But what have we got? So to start off with, we've got a Fleet Commander event. Now, the Fleet Commander events are obviously all designated towards the new Fleet Commander, which obviously is Fleet Commander Khan, which you maybe saw right at the start of the video. But you will score from this by spending Quantum Communicators, Fleet Commander XP, and leveling up and promoting existing Fleet Commanders. And obviously there's a bonus there for doing Khan as well, and obviously unlocking other Fleet Commanders as well. That's a key part of it. So that's a 4-day event. It only runs once, so there's obviously it's a key time. If you are going to be looking to purchase Khan, it's probably the right time to do it, because you've also got a bonus for the first couple of days for unlocking him and upgrading him within the first couple of days as well. So that's probably something to focus on. You've then got the ATA event, so the away team assignment events. Now these again are going to be a lot geared towards the brand new Priority 1 away team assignments, which are not complicated, very similar to the old style, just obviously a lot better rewards and a couple of slightly different nuances with the way that they look in game and things like that. But the away team assignment events are going to be very, very key this month, because like I say, it is the new feature of the month. Now, I've grouped the ATA event all together, but I do want to actually show you the in-game news just to explain how these away team assignment events go. So you can see that the event is running 3 times. There is a slight discrepancy in the 4th week, where you can see I've put some extra text in there, where there is special scoring on one special event running for these 4 days for actually doing Khan specific ATAs, which you will need to have unlocked a specific research to be able to engage in. So the fact they've put this towards the end of the month, it does give you up until the 22nd to get towards that. So let's let me really quickly explain that, and I'll show you the research node that you will have needed to have gotten to be able to participate in these Khan ones, providing that one pops for you. If we just dive back into game, we can see this is the away team assignment section. So you can see that we've got from the 6th to the 25th, we've got a heroic SMS for basically completing research, spending the Pioneers crests, which are dropped by completing the new away team assignments, completing those researches within the research tree, and obviously stuff in the away team store as well. There is then a solo leaderboard running for the first 2 days of the 3 days that are mentioned on the calendar, a solo leaderboard for 26+, and obviously a different solo leaderboard for 10+ with different scoring measures. So if you're between 10+ and 26 and 25, sorry, you will be part of a different leaderboard bracket that doesn't focus on Priority 1 ATAs, because they don't unlock until Ops 26. There is an SMS event, which is nice, so it's not all SLBs. Scoring this event by completing away team assignments, extra points for completing Priority 1. So there is an SMS event for you to go for as well, and that's running at 10+. And then again, there's a 26 1+, which has got obviously enhanced rewards and things like that as well. And they will also see that 10 to 25 will have a base away teams SMS event. So there's a couple of SMS events running on different days, but I think that's nice to see. And this is what I was talking to you about the Khan Quest section. So in order for you to be able to participate in this, completing the Khan Quest away team missions, you will need to have reached a certain point within your research to start getting those away team assignments. Now again, it still comes down to RNG, but if you go into your away teams tree, you will have to scroll along until you find the Khan specific section of the away teams tree. which if you look at my screen here, you can see it's directly after unlock epic assignments. So it's this one here. A priority 1, unlock Khan quests. You will need to have reached this part, this research. You'll have to have completed this research in order for you to be able to do it. And if you work back on the requirements, you can see it just works back for you to be able to get to it. It's not that many. I've only completed one of the priority 1 assignments, and that's where I've managed to get to. So I'm just about to do the apex shredding. Bit of a pain. So you've got to do unlock epic assignments. You've got to do that. You've got to unlock rare assignments, unlock uncommon assignments. So it's not actually that many nodes to be able to get to it. So you've got to do about 4 nodes further than where I am now to unlock the Khan assignments, the Khan quest assignments. And that's the ATA events. You can see the ATA events run 2 different runs, 6th to the 8th and 14th to the 16th. So obviously these are UK times, might be slightly different if you're in APAC, it'll be the same obviously if you're over in the States. Then that event runs again 22nd to the 24th, but then there is overriding that a 22nd to the 25th Khan special event. So I would strongly suggest that you try and work towards getting to unlock that research node before the 22nd if you plan to participate within that event. We've got the Syndicate event, obviously, which has been announced. That's running on the 8th and the 9th, and then running again on the 22nd and 23rd. So make sure you're saving all of your pulls. And I will also stress that the Complete Missions SMS, which is running from the 6th to the 25th. So by completing the missions, in order for you to get Syndicate XP, you get Syndicate XP from that event. So again, I would save completing your missions for the month until either the 8th and 9th or the 22nd, 23rd, just so that you're getting a bit of synergy there with your Syndicate event to do that. Wrath credit spend events, there's 2 of those scheduled for this month. So the Wrath credits are what you get from in-game by doing your exchanges in the Augment store. So if you go out and you kill the brand new Augment hostiles, obviously they will drop the splicers. The splicers that you drop, like these ones, the common, uncommon, rare, you then exchange these in these bundles and they will pay out the Wrath credits. The Wrath credits are then used for you to be able to refine your officers, and spending these is going to score within that event. So what I would suggest to do, again, wait until, don't be spending them until the 8th and 9th, and then again you get our event run on the 15th and 16th. Now there are cooldowns on those chests, so timing your timers is going to be important, and you might decide that one event is not worth it for you to save up your officer pulls just for 1 or 2 events. But for me, I think if you are planning to be the most efficient possible, you will want to wait until the 8th and 9th, 15th and 16th to spend your Wrath credits from your Augment exchanges. And that makes sense to me. There is an officer solo leaderboard that is running on the 10th and the 11th, and again on the 17th and 18th. Now the actual officer has not been announced. However, because Joe Chim has actually got sourcing this month straight away in the Augment store, and the new Epic Carol Freeman hasn't, I think you can put 2 and 2 together and guess who the officer SLB is going to be. I'm not confirming that because I don't know. They haven't told me that either, but I'm just using this very, very punitive powers of deduction there. I would assume that that's going to be for Carol Marcus. Moving into the following week, you've noticed I'm leaving out all the ones in red. I'll come back to those in a second. Moving into the next week then, 13th and 14th, you've got a Khan PvP SMS. Now this ties into a Khan PvP meta event that is running from the 13th to the 22nd. So 13th and 27th, there's a Khan PvP meta event, which you will complete by completing the SMS events, which are running 13th and 14th, and then the 21st, 22nd, and obviously the 17th and 18th as well. So there's 6 different days that this is running on. I'm assuming it's going to be a 2-day SMS running 3 times. Completing that SMS will then trigger the meta event, which is running until the 22nd. Now, I'm assuming the way that this is going to work, it's not written very well in the art calendar. I'm assuming that this is going to be complete the event by doing PvP, but you get bonus points for using Khan as the fleet commander, is what I'm going to assume to try and drive people into engaging within the new fleet commander. Nothing else new on the 14th. ATA event running again, which I've already explained. The Wrath credit spend events running again. I'm going to come back to the Officer SLB, so I am pleased to say that they are bringing back the Heroic Officer SMS, which will start on the 10th, so the same day that the Officer Solo Leaderboard launches, the Heroic Officer SMS. Now this is again the tiered event, which means that be very, very careful, because once you complete tier 1 of that event, so let's say your top milestone is 40 million points, you do 41 million points. If you don't claim your rewards after completing the top milestone, your second SMS will not pop. Now, we are giving feedback on that to try and make it into so it's just one huge SMS for people to start grinding towards, and I think they're going to come on to that, and I think that will be something that we see in the future. But at the moment, be very, very careful that you don't overspend on your milestones, so you're wasting valuable points towards the next level of the SMS. But I love the fact that they've put these SMSs in, and they hopefully are going to be here to stay. Obviously, we've got the second run of our Khan PvP SMS event. Then we've got nothing else brand new on the calendar at all after that. Everything's just repeats or everything that I've already talked about. So nothing else massive on there. But let's go back to these red events. So the red events are the evolving enemies meta plus overflow event, which I think is a really interesting mechanic. So the evolving entities meta, if you go into your events tab in game, you will see that you've got evolving enemies here, and within that you'll see 3 bundles right at the moment. At the time of recording, there is an SMS and there is an overflow. So based on looking at the calendar, there are 20 events obviously over the 20 days. So 1 event per day is in the red. Now, if you are sub 40, your milestones should be lower, because you can see there's quite a few. The freebooters and the Gorn are both 40 plus. Now, I will put 40 plus on the Gorn one before I release it into the Lube live chat, because I should have done that. So the freebooters and the Gorn events, when you see that, they are for 40 plus only, and there's no replacement event scheduled on the calendar for the sub 40. So I'm assuming that your SMS is going to be lower. But this event has got, you only need to complete the SMS 1,499 points, and you get 100 points per. Okay, so now be careful here, because you get 200 points for completing the heroic events. So within these, we've actually got heroic. So we've got augment exiles, as you can see here, killing the new augment hostiles, and then on the 7th, on the 13th, on the 15th. There's one more, yeah, on the 19th, and then on the 25th there's the heroic version of that, which is basically going to mean having to kill more of those hostiles to complete that event, but they're paying out 200 points. So bear in mind there's 20 events and you only need 1,500 points. You need to complete 15 of those events, which means that you could probably ignore the heroic events if you wanted to and still complete the SMS, because there is, let me count them, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there is 5 runs of that event. So if it was perfect, barring the heroics, you could complete the standard SMS. However, there is an overflow mechanic. So if players were able to complete more of that, complete the heroic, if you can get 2,300 points, so basically get all of that, you're going to get some additional shards of Wok Joachim. So Wrath of Khan Joachim, you can get some bonus shards for that. Now, what I love about this meta, you should really, really push to complete the standard SMS meta, because this is paying out a full unlock of Wrath of Khan McCoy. Full unlock of Wrath of Khan McCoy, plus decent amounts of materials, and obviously the Doctor's Tool. Doctor's Tool sounds like Stewie's officer tool, doesn't it? The Doctor's Tool avatar as well that you can get from that. But a full unlock of the rare officer by completing the SMS, that's all we ever ask for. Through engagement, you can unlock that. But there's a couple of different events, mostly figured around the augments, but there's also Herosian and freebooters thrown in there as well. Now, I've highlighted them in red. They should be your priority, but in the back of your mind, just make sure that every single day you're going into the evolving enemies tab, checking what the event is, and making sure that if you're not doing an event, that's the one that you're not going to be missing. Okay, if you're missing an event, I wouldn't miss that because of the free unlock of the rare officer for this month. And bearing in mind that Wrath of Khan McCoy is going to be a replacement for Below Deck Tom Paris. He's a better version of Tom Paris Below Deck, which is really good. Obviously, when worked on, I'm not saying out the box he's going to be better than your Max Paris. He's not, but he will eventually become a really, really good mitigation Below Deck officer. So definitely focus on that. Other key points to note before we go, there is an unlock and promote McCoy event running from the 9th to the 25th. So if his packs do appear before the 9th and you do want to engage in that, don't bother until the 9th. That's when you should be buying your McCoy packs. They normally tie the packs into when the event launches, but if for whatever reason it does launch early, don't do it until the 9th. That's when you're going to get things for that. There is from the 6th to the 25th, so the whole arc, you've got unlock and upgrade Fleet Commander Khan. But again, if you think you're just going to do it anyway, I would do it during the Fleet Commander event, which is running until the 9th. I would get it done in the first few days. And also there's a bonus pack out as well, which I think has got about another 2 days on it, that gives you a plethora of other materials and stuff as well, which will probably only be there for the next couple of days. So if you are going to get Fleet Commander Khan, I would definitely get that at the start. There is an 88 heroic SMS running for the full month as well. So it's a big milestone SMS event for completing away team assignments. Bonus points for priority 1, which are the new assignments. There is the full month for you to unlock new independent archive tracks for both the Fischer and the standard Devore. Normal ticket runs running from Friday to Monday. So Friday through Sunday, your standard ticket runs. And obviously Mondays are going to be your rare tickets. Anybody that's not watched the video before, I will reiterate, if you wanted to engage and start building up rare tickets, what you do is you get a free ticket for every single day that ticket events are running. You don't run them at all. If you're starting with 0, you don't run any tickets in week 1, any tickets in week 2, and then in week 3 you will have 90 tickets for you to then be able to run all 9 events that run across the 3rd weekend, and that will then pay you out a rare ticket that you can then either save for an event store month to hope we get event store currency, or you can spend it on the 26th for when you get those rare events. So if you're starting from 0, that's the path for that. And I also always like to put in what the mining is. This is for everybody to notice. So the mining order for the ticket event, so you don't have to keep going in and checking it. It's gas day 1, so gas on Friday or on Saturdays, and then crystal, not crystal with a K, crystal with a C on the Sunday. So they are that's your mining for tickets. So it's gas day 1 on Friday or on Saturdays, and then crystal on the Sundays if you want to keep an eye on when and everything is going to be happening for your mining. That's the event guide video. Hope you found it useful. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out itslube.com where you can find all of our content. Subscribe to us over on Twitch and all those other beautiful places. Grab yourself some merch, become a member, all that lovely stuff. But thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope it's helpful for you. And remember that absolutely everything is better with lube. Take care, guys, and have a wonderful rest of your day.